All right, I'm on hole number 7, par 3 of the Grunberg slopes. I caught this with my lower level account in a shootout, and I'm going to we'll talk about this hole a little bit. So, some observations about this hole. This fairway pad right here is kind of out of the picture. They hold receptions here. And wedding parties because it's not really part of the deal. The greenskeepers are always ticked that they have to maintain that portion. We're pretty much looking at this area here. So, looking at this, you got 3 ways you can come. You use this as a bouncing pad. You can do a rough bump, or you can land straight on the green. Normally, on a lot of these par 3s, I'm all about trying to get up to the green. But this is one of those holes that the trying to drive the green and get it up there, I don't think is going to be the best way to go. I don't have a problem with rough bumps, but here's my problem with this particular rough bump. This fairway pad right here is here, and you've got this deep little rough bump, and then it comes up to the green. And so when you're down in here trying to do this rough bump, you can't get close to your ring set because it's way downhill. And it's going to be a very technical. We're going to have to make a very precise wind adjustment in order to get that in the cup. And it's not that you can't, it's just that repeatability, it's super hard. And if you play this game for a long time, when you're downhill and you can't zoom in on your ring set and count the blades of grass that are around it, it's hard to make very precise wind adjustments. So this is the type of rough bump here that I'm not a fan of just because it's far down in that hill. But we're going to see a bunch of people this week that are going to be, and a bunch of people that play this hole that are going to do that rough bump. I'm going to stick with this side over here and do the bounce up. So one of the things that we don't have with lower developed clubs is we don't have that ball guide. This is going to be a Viper. That's probably going to be your best shot. It is a wood, and it's going to be more towards minimum club. Now, I know that there is a wind adjustment here that we are going to make a additional adjustment on top. So if you had a 2 mile an hour wind, if you had a 1.9 mile an hour wind, my Viper hits 1.9 per ring. That's a 1 ring pull. We're going to have to add on some wind because it's downhill, but I haven't got that far. My first goal when I get on holes is to figure out what club and what ball I'm going to bring. And then I start worrying about wind adjustments once I've dialed in what I need to bring to the hole. So let's go out there and check it out and see what it looks like in person. Drop and you get hold on one second. Yeah. Let me turn the volume off there. I recorded these earlier and I'm just trying to put together a playlist for them. All right. The guest goes first. Let's see how they do here. So we got a 6.4 mile an hour headwind. And I can tell you, if you like that rough bump, this is definitely not a time I would want to do that rough bump because you got to make a perfect wind adjustment when you're hitting against headwind and you're trying to do a rough bump. Let's see how my opponent does here. Just trying to get up on the green. Trying to give ourselves all 3 of the par 3s in the Grunberg slopes are hole-in-oneable, which is unusual. Usually there's one that's got a serious shot, one that's got a shot, and one that's low percentage. But these ones that are in the Grunberg slopes are all 3 of them are hole-in-oneable. You can see how far down in the hole it goes when I looked at that rough bump there. Pull it back enough so I can see where my ball guide's going to go. I see a lot of people make adjustments and they can't see their ball guide, so they make an adjustment and then pull it back far enough so that you can see the tip, so that when you start making that adjustment, it hits 1.9 per ring. So there's 4, there's about 5, and then a little. So it's around 2 2/3 ring, somewhere in that neighborhood. Isn't it perfect? Just trying to eke up towards the hole. Give myself a nice little putt for birdie and move on. As the week goes on, I'll start to dial those in and try and get closer. But one of the things with lower developed stuff is that it's just super hard because you don't have any ball guide. And it's going to be hard with lower developed stuff to repeat it over and over again, because you can't just run your ball guide up to it, make your wind adjustment, add on anything you're going to add on, hit perfect, and then it goes in the cup. It's harder to do that with lower developed stuff because you don't know, you're trying to extrapolate where your ball guide's going to go through the cup. But hole number 7, par 3, is definitely a chance for us with lower developed stuff to get a birdie, or excuse me, to get an eagle, and it's a very easy birdie. All right, that was hole number 7, par 3. Thanks for watching.